Hello everyone. So I'll be starting this module 4 and let us see how much we can complete today. So it is all about AD and DA converters. If you see the syllabus, it starts from in between from digital to analog converters, and then in the middle you can see these things: sample and hold circuit, analog to digital converters, quantization and encoding. So these part, sample and hold, quantization and encoding, are the points from where you need to start, because these are the basics of the conversion process, means how to go from analog to digital and digital to analog. So we'll do this in brief and then we'll move on to the digital to analog converters. Fine. So this is the lesson outline: process of analog to digital conversion. Then we have the types of DAC. We'll discuss their working. Then the types of ADC and their working. And finally, the specifications of DAC. Specification means that the accuracy, the resolution, all those characteristics of the DAC. So why do we need both analog and digital? So our world means the nature is analog in nature, analog or continuous in behavior, and the digital systems, they are like computers and microcontrollers. They are digital, means they operate on zeros and ones. So for the transmission purpose, for the secure transmission through cables and channels, we need these digital systems. And when the human beings need to hear it, suppose I'm speaking something, then my voice is analog, and now this is digitized and transmitted through a wire or wireless to some other person. Now, when it is going through the wire, that time it is digital or discrete processing. And then finally, when it reaches another individual, if the one who is here wants to hear that, it again gets converted into the analog form. So we need both the analog to digital and digital to analog converters. So you can see all these things are written here. Convert sound waves into electrical signals. Then ADC converts them into digital audio for storage or processing. Storage means that if you want to store the values, that time you use the storage. If you want to transmit, it is the means when you want to transmit from one place to another, you use the channel parts. Okay, and what in short it is written over here: all real world signals are analog or continuous in nature. We communicate between humans at two ends. Processing of signals through systems require both analog and digital. And digital signals are easy to store and process because the systems where we store these things, that the digital signals, they are also digital or discrete in nature. Okay, now let us see this part. So there are three processes when you convert an analog signal to digital. Those three processes called sampling, quantization, and encoding. So for the exam purpose, just go through the definition of all this. Just give a small look at the sampling circuit. Mostly this sampling circuit is not going to come. The only thing that is going to come is the definition for this, nothing else. And that also the definition, mostly it can come for sampling or quantization, not encoding. Okay. Now let me explain you this process. Then you can just read through these notes. See, suppose now we can take a signal over here. Hmm. Now suppose I take a signal this way. This is a continuous signal. This is my x-axis, which we call the time axis. And this is the amplitude axis. Or you can take any other thing, whatever you are measuring. If you are measuring voltage, it will be the voltage axis. If you are measuring current, it will be the current axis. So you can see this value of amplitude, say let us take for the instant, let us take it voltage. So the voltage is available for 0, for 0 0.1, 0 0.2, for every number between 0 and 1, 1 and 2, 2 and 3. This way the voltage is available. So we call it continuous. If I ask you what is the voltage value for 0 0.002, you can just tell from here, because it's not like at 0.002 there is no value. There is some value. It cannot be seen here. You need to make it zoom in and then check for 0.002. But it doesn't mean that there is no value. But here, if I draw this, break this line and draw that, if I draw in this manner, that here there is a value, here there is a value, and then I say this is 0, this is 1, this is the value at 1, this is the value at 2. So that means there is no value between 0 and 1. There is no value between 1 and 2. So this is what is, we call it discrete. Okay, this is called discrete. Now how to go from this to this? So in order to go from this continuous form to the discrete form, what we have is a circuit called sample and hold circuit. Sample and hold. What we do, I think we have discussed in analog electronics also, sample and hold circuit. So basically you put in the input voltage. This is your V input. And there is a switch here. Now this switch can be made of MOSFET or BJT. And then there you have a capacitor which will hold it for the time the switch is on. And in this side, you can put a resistor or something else to get the output voltage. Okay, so this is your input, V input, and this is the V output. Now see, this switch, when it is, say for the moment it is on, it will take that value. Suppose I want the value only at the integer values, means at the integer instance. So what I will take, I want the value at 0. At this point, I will switch on the circuit. Then again, I will open the circuit. So when I close the circuit, that time the capacitor is charging and the value of the voltage across this capacitor is the value at 0. Then again we open it and the capacitor starts discharging through you can take a resistor here in parallel. Through this resistor, it starts discharging. Then again here, if you want it, then you switch on the circuit again. Close the circuit, here the switch, the key you can see, then you will get the value at 1. Some small mistake here. Okay. So here you will get the value. Then again at 2. So this depends on your, somebody else can take at 1.5, 2.5 or 2.2. It depends upon the person taking the value. So these values are at certain values of t, not all the values. T is equals to 0, t is equals to 1, t is equals to 2, this way. Or you can take at any value. It can be real numbers like t equals to 1.5. It depends upon you. But the value will not be available. The amplitude will not be available for all the values. So that is called discrete signal. And this is the way, once you do this sample and hold and then you get these values only at 0, 1, 2 and 3, then it becomes actually discrete signals. We are not calling it digital right now. We are calling it discrete because these values can be any value. This one can be 5. Whatever value was here, that will come here. It is not only 0 and 1. So what is the difference between discrete and digital? So when you have discrete signals, that can be any value. That is not continuous, but it can be any value. And digital means only 0 and 1. So digital means only 0 and 1. 0 and 1. But discrete is any finite value. Any finite value. From the amplitude axis, whatever is the original value, you can take that. Okay. So that is your discrete. Now from what happens when you get these discrete values, then we go through a process which is called, actually before going through this, here we can go once and check what is written here. Sampling is the process of measuring the amplitude of an analog signal at regular discrete time intervals to convert it into sequence of numbers. Now you can see here, this was your analog signal and these are your sampled values of this analog signal. So this was continuous, this is discrete, and this process is achieved through this sample and hold circuit. Now the sample and hold circuit shows you here it is shown with the help of a op-amp circuit. So there can be another circuit also. Here you can put some other points also, or you can just take a the voltage across this capacitor. So this is more working circuit. So you have drawn here, and so I have drawn this one here. But for exam purpose, you can also use at your level this circuit. This circuit is a simple sample and hold circuit. You can use this for exam purpose, but when you do the practicals, you have to do this actually. Okay. Now see, there is a three component in this sample and hold circuit switch, which is generally N-channel enhancement MOSFET, that is NMOS, is used as switch. Incoming voltage or signal is entered through the drain terminal of the MOSFET. So you don't need to go through all these in very detail. Just understand that there is three components in sample and hold circuit. The switch, which is used to turn on and off. And when the switch is on, that time it samples the voltage. When the switch becomes off, it becomes an open switch. And the capacitor is holding that value and transferring it to the output. Op-amp, which is when high impedance op-amp makes the capacitor holds on to the charge, preventing it from disappearing. So a high impedance means it will not make the capacitor come to zero, means before the capacitor starts to completely discharged, before the capacitor becomes completely discharged, again the switch will become on. So that op-amp is helping in that manner. So this is not very important. This slide not very important. This slide again, now you can see, now it's very important. So see here, first you have taken the samples. Now this samples you are going to quantize. Now let us go through the next process, which is called quantization. So what I did was I took certain values. I took the value at 0. I took the value at 1. Then I took say at 2. This way I have several values. It can be more bigger than this. It depends. Now, we will just see the range of values. What we need to see? Range of the values on the amplitude axis. Range of values on amplitude axis. See, these things I am just telling you to explain everything. These will be required when you will study communication systems. That time it will be required. Right now, you can just learn the definition and go. But if I don't tell you this, if I don't make you understand this, then you will not understand how we are going from analog to digital and digital to analog. And when I will tell you the digital to analog circuits, you won't be able to understand anything. So what we do here is, see, suppose this value is 5 and this value is say 10. Or let us take it has become too much sensitive, it seems. Okay. So, now see this value, if I make it 5, this value is 5. Then the next value here, if suppose the highest value, this one, this is the lowest one, I guess. This is say 4.2. And this is say, let us take it 11, let us take it 20. So the highest value is 20 and the lowest value is, this is the highest one. And this is the lowest one. So the range will be minus 20 minus 4.2. Now what you have to understand is that we have to make certain levels. So these levels will be assigned some values. Now how we will decide the levels? What is this level and how do we decide the levels? Okay. So the level is the quantized value. So say I'll not take 4.2. Instead, I'll take say 4. Or you can say rounding off. So what happens that I am giving this levels is some rule, and how we are deciding that rules, that I am telling you. Say 0 to 4. Whatever, if the value is between 0 to 4, I will round it to 4. If it is between 4 to 8, I will round it to say 8. So this way I can use some kind of rules. So quantization is basically rounding off, but this rule is not randomly decided. How the rule is decided, how the levels is decided is depending on the number of bits. Say if I want that one value, say here, this value at 0, each of these values, say this one value, all should have 3 bits representation. So if I want 3 bits representation, then what I need to do is I need to make 2 to the power 3, that is 8 levels. Now here we have the smallest one value was 4.2 and highest value was 20. So what I will do is 20 minus 4.2 divided by 8. So this will give me some value. Say it is giving me a value. How much will it give? I have taken some 15.8 divided by 8. Now this is going to give me value approximately equal to how much? Approximately 1.9. So I will just take it 2 for the sake of explaining. So if I take it 2, then what will happen that this figure which we draw above, which we had drawn above, this one was the value at 0. Give me a second. Now see, at 0 we had the value 5. Then at 1 we had some other value, at 2 we had some other value, at 3 we had some other values. These way the values were there. Okay, now what happens when you have made the levels, then you got value that 2. That each level, here you see 2 to the power 3, you decided the number of bits that each level should be represented by 3 bits. Let me explain here itself. So here when you take the output at 0, it should be represented by 3 levels. Here 3 digits, 3 digits, 3 digits, 3 digits, 3 binary, 3 bits. Okay. Now this 3 bits means 2 to the power 3, that is equal to 8 levels. So my output was ranging from 20 to 4.2 and that was the full range was 15.8 and it has to be divided into 8 levels. So each will be of step 2 or 1.9. So if I take the 0 value at say 1.9, if I take the 0 at say 2, then the next one will be at 4. This way you have decided the levels. Okay. And it will depend upon the values which is there. So here if it is lesser than this one, so each level is going to have, just let me make you explain this one here. Here you can see. So this is the values you have sampled. Now from sampling you are going to quantization. So you can see these lines here, fine lines here. So each line is having a level. So if the value is in between these two, then it will take the level 1, it will take the level 2, or it will take the level 3. Here if we are seeing over here, then we will have actually this won't work here. Let me show you. Suppose now one level is say 2, other level is 4, the other level is 6. This way we are having the values of the levels. So all are differing by value of 2. Each level is of the height 2. Now at 0, maybe the value is 1. Then we will take level 2. If the value is in between 2 to 4, I will take value 4. Now if say this was at 0, this was at 1. Again at 2, if the value is say 1.4, I will take the level 2 only. If at 3, the value was around 7.9, I will take the level 8. So this way I have quantized it. Now it is not having very random values. It is having values according to the levels. How we decided the level? We saw the range of the full signal. The signal was starting from 4.2 value volt to 15 volts, right? Or 20 volts it was. Now what we wanted that each level should have 3 bits. 3 bits. So 3 bits is equal to 2 to the power 3, that is 8 levels. Now these 8 levels should be equally designed. So what we did is 20 minus 4.2 divided by 8, which gave me approximately 1.9, which I have taken as 2 right now. So each level should be having a difference of 2. So this is the first level, this is second, this is third. This way we will have how many levels? 8 levels. So all the 8 levels will have a difference of 2. Now if the original value at 0 was say 4.5, it will take the value 4. If it was say 6.5, it will take the value 6. So according to the level, according to the value originally there, it will be rounded off to its nearest level. Okay. And how the level value you have taken, that is the process of quantization. So quantization is the process, you can see, chooses the amplitude values used to encode. Quantizing chooses the amplitude value used to encode. Now, what happens after quantization? Firstly, only the time axis was discrete. Now, the time and amplitude, both axis becomes discrete. Now, after this, you just encode. Encode because you have already decided how many bits. Now, you have decided that it will take 3 bits. So, I will assign this one as say sys2. I will put that it will take say 00110. If I say that it is going to take, this will take 001. What happened to this one? Okay, so if I say that this 2 will be taking value 001 or 010, so this all these levels will be now having three bits. Sorry, 3 bits of representation. Okay. So that is one thing. Now, this 3 processes clear, I guess, how we sample, quantize, and encode. Now, let us go through this part also once. Now, this is not mentioned. I'll just remove this part. But keep in mind that it is fs is greater than 2f f max. And if it is lesser, that means aliasing will occur. Now, this too, I will remove it because it's not mentioned in the syllabus. It's just written sampling. But if it is written sampling, the sampling theorem can come. So it's better not to remove. So what does the sampling theorem says? This is given in this slide. It says that if there is a signal which is having many frequency component, the highest frequency component, the double of that is your sampling frequency. And what is meant by the sampling frequency? After is in 1 second, how many samples you will take? That is your sampling frequency. And sampling period or time period, sampling time period is that in that how many how many samples you took in 1 second, that was your sampling frequency. And the sampling period is after how much time you are going to take the sample. Suppose you have taken a sample at 2 seconds, then you will take it at 4 seconds. So the sampling period is 2 seconds. Okay, after how much time you are going to take the next sample. Now going through the process of quantization. Here you can see very nicely. So this is a 3-bit ADC, analog to digital converter. If you understand the process of conversion, process of quantization, then analog to digital conversion is very easy. See, here they have made the levels. All the staircases points are one level. Now, and these levels are encoded to 000000110. Why? Because this is a 3-bit ADC. So how many levels you will need is 2 to the power 3, that is 8. See, the entire range of the input continuous time signal is divided into number of levels. Dividing in levels and then rounding off. This is quantization. Okay, so this slide is important. The number of level is decided by the number of bits in which you want to encode. Suppose you want to encode in 4 bits, then 16 levels will be there. Now, next we are coming to the digital to analog converter. Okay, I'll just make it in the next video. Thank you, everyone. I'm just making the next video.